Welcome to Learn and Talk English.
Hmm.
This podcast is for you if you are a beginner
Okay.
and want to learn English. Today we're talking about daily routines. So daily routines are the things we do every day.
Right.
It's important to learn these words and phrases so you can talk about your day in English. You can also understand what other people are saying when they're talking about their day. You
Cool.
ready to start?
Yes, let's begin.
Okay, great. Let's start with the morning routine.
Yep.
What's the first thing you do when you wake up?
The first thing I do is stretch.
Stretch.
Yes, to stretch means to extend your arms and legs.
Okay.
It helps your body to wake up.
That's a great idea. I like to stretch too. It feels good to move your body after sleeping. What do you do after you stretch?
After I stretch, I get out of bed and then I go to the bathroom.
Okay, so you stretch, then you get out of bed and you go to the bathroom. What do you do in the bathroom?
In the bathroom, I brush my teeth and I wash my face.
Brushing your teeth and washing your face are very important.
Yes.
Can you explain why?
Of course you brush your teeth to keep them clean and healthy. This helps to prevent cavities and bad breath.
That's right. And why is it important to wash your face?
Washing your face helps to remove dirt and oil. It also helps you to feel fresh and awake.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you stretch, you get out of bed, you go to the bathroom, you brush your teeth, and you wash your face.
Hmm.
What do you do next?
Next, I go to the kitchen and I drink a big glass of water. It's important to hydrate after sleeping.
What does hydrate mean?
To hydrate means to drink water.
Ah,
Water is essential for our bodies. It helps to keep us healthy and functioning properly.
that's right. It's important to drink plenty of water throughout the day. So you stretch, you get out of bed, you go to the bathroom, you brush your teeth and you wash your face, and then you hydrate. That's a great start to the day. Now, let's talk about breakfast. Do you eat breakfast every day?
Yes, I always eat breakfast. It gives me energy for the day.
What kind of breakfast do you like to eat?
I usually eat a light breakfast.
A light breakfast.
Yes, a light breakfast is a small meal that is easy to digest. It's not too heavy or filling.
Can you give us some examples of light breakfast foods?
Of course, toast with jam is a light breakfast cereal with milk is also a light breakfast.
What about oatmeal?
Yes, oatmeal is a great option for a light breakfast. It's healthy and filling.
So we have toast with jam cereal with milk and oatmeal. Those are all good choices for a light breakfast. What do you do after breakfast?
After breakfast, I usually check my email and I review my to-do list.
To-do list.
Yes, a to-do list is a list of tasks that you need to complete. It helps you to stay organized and on track.
That's a great idea.
Hmm.
I like to use a to-do list too. Helps me to remember everything I need to do. So far, we've talked about stretching, getting out of bed, going to the bathroom, brushing our teeth,
Yeah.
washing our face, hydrating, eating a light breakfast, checking email, and reviewing our to-do list. That's a lot to remember. Let's practice some of these phrases together.
Okay.
Repeat after me. I wake up at 7 a.m.
I wake up at 7 a.m.
I stretch and get out of bed.
I stretch and get out of bed.
I go to the bathroom.
I go to the bathroom.
I brush my teeth and wash my face.
I brush my teeth and wash my face.
I drink a big glass of water.
I drink a big glass of water.
I eat a light breakfast before I start my day.
I eat a light breakfast before I start my day.
Excellent. Now that we've talked about the morning routine, let's move on to the afternoon routine. What do you usually do in the afternoon?
In the afternoon, I usually focus on work or studies.
Focus.
Yes. To be focused means to concentrate on something without getting distracted.
That's important. It can be difficult to stay focused sometimes.
I agree there are many things that can distract us.
Do you have any tips for staying focused?
Yes, I do. First, try to find a quiet place to work where you won't be interrupted.
That's a good idea.
Second, put away your phone and any other devices that might distract you.
That's a good tip. It's easy to get distracted by our phones.
Yes, it is. And third, take breaks when you need them. If you start to feel tired or unfocused, get up and move around or take a few minutes to relax.
Those are all great tips. I'm going to try those. So you focus on work or studies in the afternoon. Do you ever take breaks?
Yes, I always take breaks. It's important to take breaks to avoid burnout.
What do you usually do during your breaks?
Sometimes I go for a short walk or I just stretch and move around a bit.
Those are good ideas.
Yeah.
I like to listen to music during my breaks or chat with a friend. What about lunch? Do you eat lunch in the afternoon?
Yes, I usually eat a light lunch in the afternoon.
What kind of lunch do you usually eat?
I usually eat a salad or a sandwich. I try to avoid heavy meals because they make me feel sleepy.
I agree, heavy meals can make it difficult to focus. So you focus on work or studies in the afternoon, you take breaks when you need them, and you eat a light lunch. What else do you do in the afternoon?
Well, if I have any big projects, I try to make good progress on those in the afternoon.
Projects?
Yes, a project is a task or assignment that requires a lot of time and effort.
That makes sense. Sometimes projects can be challenging.
Yes, they can be, but it's important to break them down into smaller tasks. This makes them feel less overwhelming.
That's a good tip. So you might be working on a project in the afternoon. What else might you be doing?
I might be attending classes or going to study sessions.
Study sessions? What are study sessions?
A study session is a period of time that you set aside for studying. You can study alone or with a group of friends.
That's a good way to learn. So you might be working on a project, attending classes, or going to study sessions in the afternoon. Now let's practice some phrases about the afternoon routine. Repeat after me. I focus on my work in the afternoon.
I focus on my work in the afternoon.
I take short breaks to stretch and move around.
I take short breaks to stretch and move around.
I avoid heavy lunches so I don't feel sleepy.
I avoid heavy lunches so I don't feel sleepy.
Wonderful. Now that we talked about the morning and afternoon routines, let's move on to the evening routine. What do you usually do in the evening?
In the evening, I like to relax and unwind.
Unwind.
Yes, to unwind means to relax and de-stress after a long day.
That sounds nice. How do you usually unwind?
I like to go for a walk in the park or listen to some calming music.
Those are good ideas. I like to take a hot bath in the evening. It helps me to relax. What about dinner? What time do you usually have dinner?
I usually have dinner around 7 p.m.
What do you usually eat for dinner?
I try to eat something healthy and delicious like pasta with vegetables or a rice bowl with tofu and greens.
Those sound like good choices after dinner. What do you do to get ready for bed?
After dinner, I brush my teeth and wash my face.
Just like in the morning.
Yes, just like in the morning, it's important to maintain good hygiene habits.
Do you do anything else to wind down before bed?
Yes, I like to read a book or have a cup of herbal tea.
Herbal tea.
Yes, herbal tea is a type of tea that is made from herbs and plants. It doesn't contain caffeine, so it's perfect for drinking before bed.
I like to avoid screens before bed. The blue light from phones and computers can make it harder to fall asleep.
That's a good point. It's important to create a relaxing environment before you go to sleep.
What time do you usually go to bed?
I usually go to bed around 10 p.m.
Getting enough sleep is important for our health.
I agree. When we don't get enough sleep, we can feel tired and sluggish the next day.
So we've talked about relaxing and unwinding, having dinner, brushing our teeth and washing our face, winding down with a book or herbal tea, and going to bed around 10 p.m. Let's practice some phrases about the evening routine. Repeat after me. I like to unwind with a walk after dinner.
I like to unwind with a walk after dinner.
I brush my teeth and wash my face before bed.
I brush my teeth and wash my face before bed.
I go to sleep around 10 p.m.
I go to sleep around 10 p.m.
Excellent work. We've covered a lot of ground today talking about morning, afternoon, and evening routines, and we've learned so many new words and phrases. But don't worry if you don't remember everything. The important thing is to keep practicing. The more you practice, the better you'll become at speaking and understanding English.
That's right. And remember to have fun while you're learning.
Exactly. Learning a new language should be enjoyable. We'll continue this discussion in the next part of the episode, but for now, we're going to take a short break. See you soon. Welcome back to Learn and Talk English. In the last part of the episode, we talked about morning, afternoon, and evening routines.
Right.
And we learned a lot of new vocabulary and phrases. Now we're going to talk about some cultural differences when it comes to daily routines.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, great. Did you know that daily routines can vary across cultures?
That's right. Different cultures have different customs and traditions, and these customs and traditions can influence their daily routines.
That's interesting. Can you give us some examples?
Of course, in some cultures, it's common to take a nap or siesta in the afternoon.
A siesta?
Yes, a siesta is a short nap that people take in the afternoon, usually after lunch.
I've heard of siestas. I think they're common in Spanish-speaking countries.
Yes, that's right. Siestas are a tradition in many Spanish-speaking countries.
Why do people take siestas?
People take siestas for a few reasons. First, it can help them to feel refreshed and energized, especially during the hottest part of the day.
That makes sense.
Second, it can help them to avoid the afternoon slump.
The afternoon slump.
Yes, the afternoon slump. It's a feeling of tiredness and low energy that many people experience in the afternoon.
I know what you mean. I often feel tired after lunch.
And third, siestas can be a time for socializing. People might use their siesta time to chat with friends or family members.
So siestas are a time for rest, rejuvenation, and socialization.
Exactly.
That's interesting. What other cultural differences are there?
In some Asian countries, people often start their day with exercises like Tai Chi or yoga.
Tai Chi and yoga.
Yes, Tai Chi is a gentle form of exercise that involves slow and flowing movements.
Okay, and what about yoga?
Yoga is a practice that involves physical postures, breathing techniques, and meditation.
So both Tai Chi and yoga are forms of exercise that focus on the mind and body.
That's right.
Why do people in some Asian countries start their day with Tai Chi or yoga?
They believe that these practices help to improve their physical and mental health.
That makes sense. I've heard that Tai Chi and yoga can help to reduce stress and anxiety.
Yes, that's true. They can also help to improve flexibility and balance.
So starting the day with Tai Chi or yoga can be a great way to prepare for the day ahead.
I agree.
It's amazing how different cultures have different ways of approaching their daily routines.
Yes, it is. It's fascinating to learn about these differences.
It helps us to understand other cultures better.
That's right. And it can also give us some new ideas for our own daily routines.
I agree. Maybe I should try taking a siesta in the afternoon.
Or maybe you could start your day with some Tai Chi.
I think I'll stick to my morning coffee for now.
That's fair enough.
So we've talked about siestas in Spanish-speaking countries and Tai Chi and yoga in some Asian countries. Are there any other cultural differences that you want to mention?
Yes, there are many other cultural differences when it comes to daily routines, but we don't have time to talk about them all today.
That's okay. We can always talk about them in another episode.
I agree.
For now, I think it's important to remember that there is no right or wrong way to create a daily routine.
That's a good point. Everyone is different, and what works for one person might not work for another.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The most important thing is to find a routine that helps you to feel your best
I agree.
and that helps you to achieve your goals.
Yes, that's important too. Your daily routine should be tailored to your individual needs
That's a good way to put it. So
Like-
don't be afraid to experiment and try different things.
until you find what works best for you.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
I think we've covered a lot of ground today talking about daily routines and cultural differences.
Yes, we have.
We've learned about morning routines, afternoon routines, evening routines, siestas, Tai Chi yoga, and so much more.
It's been a great discussion.
I agree. We hope you found this episode helpful.
And we hope you'll continue to learn and grow with us.
In the next part of the episode, we're going to talk about some tips for creating a daily routine that works for you.
That sounds great.
We'll see you then. Welcome back to Learn and Talk English. We're on the final part of our episode about daily routines. In the previous parts, we talked about morning, afternoon, and evening routines.
Right.
We also discussed some cultural differences in daily routines. In this final part, we're going to talk about some tips for creating a daily routine
Okay.
that works for you. Are you ready to learn more?
Yes, I'm ready.
Great. Let's get started. The first tip is to start small. Don't try to change your entire routine overnight.
Right.
It's better to make gradual changes.
That's right. Start by making one small change to your routine.
Okay.
For example, if you want to start exercising in the morning, you could start by doing 5 minutes of stretching every day.
That's a great idea. Once you're comfortable with that,
Yeah?
you can gradually increase the amount of time you spend exercising.
Exactly. The key is to be consistent.
Consistency is important.
Yes.
It's better to do a little bit every day than to do a lot once in a while.
I agree. Consistency helps to build good habits.
So start small and be consistent. What's the next tip?
The next tip is to plan your day.
Plan your day.
Yeah, take some time each day to think about what you need to do and when you're going to do it.
That's a good idea. It can help to write down your plans
Mhm.
in a planner or on a to-do list.
Yes. That's a good way to stay organized.
When you plan your day, make sure to include time for your daily routine activities.
Right. For example, if you want to start exercising in the morning,
Yeah.
make sure to schedule time for it.
That's important if you don't schedule time for your routine activities.
Yeah,
You might not get around to doing them.
exactly. So plan your day and include time for your routine activities.
Okay, what's the next tip?
The next tip is to be flexible.
Be flexible.
Yes, don't be afraid to change your routine
Okay.
if something comes up.
That's a good point. Life is unpredictable.
Yes, it is. And sometimes our plans have to change.
So if I have to work late one night,
Yeah.
it's okay to skip my evening routine.
Yes, that's perfectly okay. Don't beat yourself up about it.
Okay.
Just try to get back on track the next day.
So be flexible and don't be afraid to make changes.
Exactly. The important thing is to not give up on your routine altogether.
What's the next tip?
The next tip is to listen to your body.
Listen to your body.
Yeah, pay attention to how you're feeling
Okay.
and adjust your routine accordingly.
That's a good idea.
For example, if you're feeling tired,
Uh-huh.
don't try to push yourself to do too much.
That's right. It's okay to take a break.
Yes, it is. In fact, it's important to take breaks when you need them.
So listen to your body
Mhm.
and adjust your routine as needed. What's the last tip?
The last tip is to have fun.
Have fun.
Yes, have fun. Your daily routine shouldn't feel like a chore.
That's a good point.
If you're not enjoying your routine,
Right.
you're less likely to stick to it.
So find activities that you enjoy.
And incorporate them into your routine.
For example, if you enjoy reading, make time for reading every day.
That's a great idea. Or if you enjoy spending time outdoors, make time for a walk in the park.
So have fun and choose activities that you enjoy. I think those are all great tips.
I hope so.
I think they'll help our listeners create daily routines that work for them.
I agree.
We've covered a lot of ground today, talking about daily routines and how to create them.
Yes, we have.
We hope you enjoyed this episode and that you learned some useful information.
We encourage you to try out some of these tips and see what works best for you.
Remember, creating a daily routine is a personal journey.
There is no right or wrong way to do it,
The most important thing is to find a routine that helps you to feel your best.
and that supports your goals.
We hope you'll join us again next time for another episode of Learn and Talk English.
Thanks for listening.
Bye for now.